Route 66 is the mother road of America that stretches from Chicago, Illinois, to Santa Monica, California. It's more than just a highway. It's a 2,448-mile-long journey through American history, filled with iconic roadside attractions, a rich culture of classic diners and motels, and the echoes of the past, from Dust Bowl migrants to 1950s family road trips. And in October 2025, having lost out on my prospects of becoming a truck driver and having no real direction in my life, I drove up to Chicago to start my lifelong dream of traveling down this icon of Americana, Route 66. I aim to make these Route 66 vlogs both informative and entertaining. I tried to fit in as much as I could for what budget I have, and I'm sure I missed something. Feel free to let me know what I missed in the comments below. For now, let's go to Illinois.
First little tip, when you're parking in the Millennium garages, if you can, buy online and then park. Don't do the drive up. I literally paid $16 online. That's including tax, and that's for 12 hours. If I did the drive up, would have been $56. Yeah, highway robbery. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages and all in between, we are beginning Route 66. The first day of the trip will be dedicated to all the things dedicated in Chicago that have to do with Route 66. I'm using this app right here, Route 66 Ultimate Guide. You can download it in the App Store, the Google Play Store. That's what I'm using to be sure I can do the route and not miss anything. First place we're starting, Sears Tower. Not Willis Tower, Sears Tower. Now, also something to note is I am doing this as frugally as possible. So I am here presenting the information and you can decide to do it or not do it. There might be some things I skip over just because it's a little too pricey. I'm trying to stick with things that are within like $10 to $15. If it's more than like $10 to go up into the tower, I'm not gonna worry about it. Yeah. I swear I'm strong. There it is. A food court inside. $32 minimum. Sorry, that's gonna be a no for me, dog. Plus, I'm scared of heights anyway, so yeah. We're gonna enjoy that view from the outside.
Fun fact about Willis Tower, aka Sears Tower, it was the world's tallest building from 1973 to 1998, and it's the second tallest building in the United States. It has 110 stories, 16,100 windows, and has 25,000 miles of electrical cable, and it has the iconic Sky Deck, which offers views of 4 different states on clear days.
I passed the river, skyline, Chicago River multiple times. Ooh. And it vibrates when cars are going by. Right here we have the Union Station here in Chicago. The start of many railroad routes that started alongside Route 66. Right here we have Lou Mitchell's. It's the breakfast and lunch spot that's typically the beginning or the end of Route 66 for many people. Now there is a line, but just gonna see if I can get like something to go, like just like a coffee and some of their mini donut holes.
This iconic Jackson Boulevard diner has been serving customers since 1923, and in 1958, Lou Mitchell's began serving fresh donut holes and small boxes of milk duds to children and women. They serve over 1,200 customers each day. Perfect way to start Route 66.
Hey, well, sir, thank you. Have a good day.
Thank you, you too. So I just got 6 mini donuts and a coffee. I could have stayed and like had proper breakfast, but unfortunately, I'm not one that pays $15 for pancakes or $18 for an omelet. I'm not doing it, sorry. Let's try this coffee first. I'll put copious amounts of cream and sugar in it. Hopefully it doesn't fall over. Ooh. Ooh, that's smooth. I love that. Oh yeah, oh yeah. That's what you need to wake you up in the morning. Now these donuts, apparently they're fresh and they're kind of known for this. And you give them like 3 free in a for a meal. So let's see. Oh yeah, fluffy, cakey, crisp on the outside. I give this 8.7 out of 10. By the way, this coffee, 6 mini donuts, $12. Added $2 tip, 14. Highway robbery. But then again, it's city prices. What are you gonna do? Although I'm just now realizing that, yeah, there's 5 here. I've had 2 already. She gave me an extra. Oh, how nice of that. So it's a little not as bad. So we are gonna need our calories. So, there's actually two of these Route 66 start ones. I don't know if it's a start or end, but it's because I can't see it because there's a lot of stickers on it. But we got the other one, so that's good. Chicago's financial district. Actually ended up giving those donuts to a homeless guy right behind me there. I know that they're not going to be as good tomorrow, and you know, if I don't want them to go to waste, and figured pay it forward. Also decided to go get my hat. Even though it is October, it's still kind of hot out. I didn't want to burn up before the end of the day. And yes, for anybody asking, my feet are killing me. Luckily, most of this route is drivable. Ooh, they got tortas in there. Oh wait, the sandwich, not the other type of torta. Like, never mind. Just filming the Jollibee for the Filipino friends that were still here. I know you're here, and I'm letting you know that once I do leave this country, your country is like top 5 on my list. It is the actual start of Route 66. On Tuesday, we'll be back here. Pause to read. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All of these cool stickers on the back too. And they even have it in Spanish too. Posa para leer. Cinco, cuatro, tres, dos, uno.
The Art Institute of Chicago was founded as both a museum and a school for the fine arts in 1879, which is critical to the history of Chicago at the time, as they were devoted to rebuilding the metropolis because it was destroyed by the Great Fire of 1871. The Art Institute found its permanent home in 1893 when it moved into a building constructed on what is recognized today as the traditional homelands of the Council of Three Fires, the Ojibwe, Odawa, and the Potawatomi peoples. Built jointly with the city of Chicago for the World's Columbian Exposition at the intersection of Michigan Avenue and Adams Street, that building, its entry flanked by the two famous bronze lions, remains the front door of the museum even today. The Art Institute boasts nearly 300,000 works of art, fields ranging from Chinese bronzes to contemporary design, and from textiles to installation art.
Yeah, I've decided against that. It's actually $32. I can't justify that. I hate to disappoint many of y'all watching, but I'm just not a big art person. Good Lord, how many start of 66 signs are there? Which one do I start at? You just gotta keep watching to figure out which one of these I'm gonna start at. Yes, engagement farming. See if I can get some wind ASMR. They don't call this the Windy City for nothing. Oh, this wind blows, let me tell you. Giordano's got personal deep dish lunch special, $10.99, daily till 3 p.m. All right, let's get it. The table next to me said, "This looks like a heart," and I have to agree, because pizza is love, pizza is life. That's sausage. Really beautifully seasoned. So flavorful. Thick layer of cheese. Not as tomatoey as I would expect, but because it's on the top, like, that makes sense. It's some of that crust. Really buttery. I'm just gonna like Thai crust. Nice and sour, that way y'all know I'm grinding. Salad. 8.2. Including a 20% tip, that was $17.78. Not bad for Chicago. And that was the perfect amount of food for me. Like, literally, I couldn't eat any more than that. I'm glad I didn't get any more than that. Now this is where I wanted to take y'all for a beer, is the Berghoff restaurant. Now that itself is just a iconic German place, little pricey, but right next to it is Adams Street Brewery. That's where we're going to go get a pint.
The legacy of this place can be traced back to 1870, when Hermann Berghoff immigrated from Germany to America. After stints of working on cotton and sugarcane plantations, Hermann opened his own brewery in Indiana. When the World's Fair came to Chicago in 1893, Hermann Berghoff set off a stand in Midway and sold his beers to people entering and exiting the fair. His success at the fair prompted him to consider a more permanent place to sell his beer in Chicago. Thus, the Berghoff opened its doors in 1898. Beers were sold for a nickel, and they came with a side sandwich for free.
Man, 16-ounce pint with a $2 tip, $11.24. Ugh. Then again, it's city price. All right, so it's 12:30. We're gonna go ahead and walk to Grant Park, take in the sights, and walk off all those mini donuts, pizza, and beer. This is the 5th sign I've seen. Oh my goodness gracious. Now they got a lot of stuff up because I think next weekend is the Chicago Marathon, so that's what's going on.
Buckingham Fountain is located in Grant Park in Chicago, built in 1927, just 1 year after the establishment of Route 66, and is often considered the symbolic starting point of Route 66. Its design is based off a Versailles Palace fountain. It contains 134 water jets, which pump 14,100 gallons of water per minute. During the summer, Buckingham Fountain shoots water 150 feet in the air for 20 minutes every hour on the hour.
Now I totally didn't plan this, but actually did park next to Millennium Park, where the bean is. All right, this one's for the foliage fam. You know what's really good to do around these types of gardens? Go clean air. Much better than the air that I'm breathing around my gas guzzling Subaru. We made it to the bean. Okay, Cloud Gate, technically. I call it the bean. That's what it is to me and to most people. And that's what I'm gonna call it. The bean. Can you see me? Can you see me? Oh, there I am. There it is. There I am. This thing is trippy as hell. Wow. Literally, I'm tripping just watching this thing. Okay, gone. Okay. Okay, I have reinforced every single influencer stereotype that there is, so let's just move on. Let's go near Lake Michigan. The fact that there's a whole dedicated bike lane, that is something I'm not used to, but I like it. I have not ridden a bike in years. Not ridden this in years, so hopefully I don't fall on my ass. Here goes nothing. Okay, whatever. Look, Mom, I'm doing it. I can ride a bike now. Woo! I totally, sign I haven't ridden a bike in so long. Heard you gotta turn that thing all the way down in order to get any pedaling. Shouldn't be filming while doing this. Definite sign I shouldn't be filming and biking. I dropped my phone. In the pocket for you. I shouldn't be doing this, but I am anyway. To Navy Pier. All right, I've docked the bike. $4.27. And look at me. I got my exercise in. I shouldn't be trusted on one of them things. Anyway, we're close to Navy Pier. Let's go explore there. I mean, real talk, if I lived in a city, I think that'd be my primary mode of transportation is bicycles. Maybe what I need to do to be healthy is to move to a city. There's a water fountain here. Of course, there's a water fountain there, and I just drink out of that, but I got an idea. All right, all my electronics are down here. I'm gonna take it for the internet. And my electronics didn't get wet. Welcome to Navy Pier, y'all. Look at these views. And they want to charge 30 bucks for a 45-minute cruise. To be or not to be? That is the question. All right, sat down for about 10 minutes, back to Walmart. Pains me to pay $7 for ice cream, but I'm desperate. But hear me out, it's hitting the spot. Look at that Ferris wheel. Still not getting on it. I'm afraid of heights. Like, you know how many pints it took me at the Baltimore airport to even get on that plane? Yeah, the amount that I've been walking, I'm like walking like a cowboy. My legs are just being stretched out. They'll come in handy when we get to Oklahoma and Texas. Back on the bike. Oh. Is this a good idea? No, but this wind blows. Yes, I've made that joke before. I'll keep making the joke until it's funny. $3.64 for that ride. God, I'm out of shape. I'm dehydrated too. Oh, this is how slow I'm walking currently. Don't judge. Perfect backdrop to relax a bit, recover. All right, back in the car. It was a hell of a day today. That's gonna do it for day 1 of the Route 66 journey. Welcome to day 2 of my Route 66 adventures. Now today I did an InstaWork shift out in the suburb of Chicago. I think it's Geneva, at a Best Buy. They actually let us go early because there just wasn't work available and sent us home like right before lunch, but I decided to milk the clock a little bit and I went and did some editing of the videos, just went to the Walmart and did that. Came back around 2, clocked out, got in Chicago. Not Route 66 related, but if you know me, you know I'm interested in those type of things. An international McDonald's. Basically, it's Hamburger University, where McDonald's trains a lot of their new like managers, things like that. But downstairs in the McDonald's, like there is a McDonald's restaurant there proper, and it has a rotating list of international items, and we're gonna check them out. B-roll of me coming into the city because I don't know what else to say to transition.
Now, I've already recorded my review of the International McDonald's here. You could view it on this YouTube channel as well as TikTok and Instagram. Let me just say, that Big Arch Burger, those sweet potato fries, and the Biscoff McFlurry need to come to the state ASAP. That McDonald's was unbelievably satisfying. I almost tripped there. Chicago Stock Exchange. That is a horrible Chicago accent. Quick little drive through Grant Park again before we set out for it. Alright, back next to the Art Institute. We're just around the corner, y'all. Alright, there it is. Alright, here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Route 66 has officially begun. Let's go! Woo! Whew. Less than half a mile down, 2,248 miles to go. Whew. It's Santa Monica or bust, y'all. Nessie, don't fail me now. Hopefully these signs will help guide the way.
Something I'm really not liking about Google Maps right now is when I try to navigate the route, like there are certain Google Maps routes that have been made for 66, but when I want it to navigate me, I want to navigate the route. I don't want to navigate the quickest way. I want the actual route. I'm trying to have an experience here, but hopefully those signs like the one back there will help guide the way. All right, I've seen another Route 66 sign. I think we'll be okay. Going through a lot of neighborhoods of Chicago, a lot of school systems. Like literally there's a soccer field over there with kids playing. Literally it says Old Route 66 West. Perfect. Heck, there's one right there. Look at it. Look at it.
Continue on West Ogden Avenue for 1 mile, Route 66, for 8 miles.
It's probably a sign to look at your car before you do the whole interstate. Or if you're coming from California, this is where you get your car repaired before you cross the finish line if you're coming from that way.
Congratulations. Your passport's been scanned.
Yay!
Here we have Castle Car Wash, which was built in 1925. It was built as a classic filling station until 1966, when it was turned into a car wash. In April 2005, the Route 66 Corridor Preservation Program conducted field work in preparation for a nomination to the National Register of Historic Places. This structure is the last remaining historic gas station on Route 66 within the Chicago city limits.
At this point, we have completed everything Route 66 related in Chicago. Everything else, that way, is not in Chicago. Let's go. Bye, Chicago. It's been real.
Henry's Drive-In has been serving some of the finest hot dogs and fries on Route 66 since the 1950s. Their slogan is, "It's a meal in itself," because they serve their classic Chicago-style hot dogs, fries, and a pickle spear all together in the same bag.
Oh, I didn't even ask for fries, but they gave it to me anyway. Is that how you do one of these Chicago-style dogs? I was not expecting that.
Yeah, literally, I didn't realize that it all came in the bag until I was reading that voiceover just now.
The hell, Henry's? What are you doing? All right, there. With fries and, the hot dog, there's the pepperoncini, the tomato, the pickle, and I think there's mustard on it. I don't know. First ever Chicago-style dog. Going in. Interesting. Hot dog has a nice snap to it. And all the contrasting flavors on here. I know for a fact that y'all don't put French fries on your Chicago-style dogs. In Grant Park, one of those Chicago dogs were like $7, and I saw it was $5 on here. I still ended up spending $10. Oh well. I'm honestly not impressed with this. Maybe it's because I grew up in North Carolina, and a hot dog all the way there is a hot dog, chili, slaw, onions, and mustard, and that's what I'm used to. But I don't know. When I'm trying to get my hot dog on, I'm not trying to stop for a salad at the same time. I'm sorry. And again, it's not terrible. I'll go 6 out of 10 for this one. Another sign, even though it's raining. All right, I'm actually gonna end it here. I'm at the next stop, but it's a bit too dark out to actually get good footage of it, so we're gonna end it here. This concludes day 2. Good morning, everybody. It's day 3 of our Route 66 adventure. I slept overnight at the Hotchkiss, Illinois Walmart, and unfortunately we ran out of daylight yesterday, so we were only able to get 5 things in yesterday. Unfortunately, because of that, I had to go ahead in the route a little bit, but we're gonna double back to where we left off and continue on. The goal for today is to get to Springfield. What do y'all think about this? Do I look rock and roll enough for Route 66? Probably not, but I like to think I am. Oh man, this is a really dreary day, but look on the bright side. If I had decided to start 66 today,
East Avenue for half a mile.
we would have been in this rain already. So here we are at Cigars and Stripes in Berwyn. This has been a staple of the community for about 21 years, and unfortunately it's not open until noon. We're coming at 9 in the morning, so there's no real chance of us going to get a beer right now, but it's some great photo and opportunity, so hopefully we'll come back to someday. This mural right here is supposed to be both horror movie and 66 inspired. Look at all that. Kind of foreshadowing of what I have planned after 66. And there's the cigar traveler. Looking over everybody. Look at him. Seems like my kind of guy. Welcome to fabulous McCook, Illinois. Love the Vegas signage. Again, more foreshadowing. That right there, Steak and Egger. A chain of diners here in Illinois. And they actually have very affordable breakfasts, which if I hadn't eaten breakfast already, I'd probably eat there. You can probably get a breakfast for about $8, or a steak breakfast for about 10. Now the original route did go through this now the McCook Hodgkins quarry here. And in 1998, it was decommissioned because of cracks in the road itself. And it's owned by the Illinois Department of Transportation. So nobody can actually go on it, but here it is anyway. And in fact, Transformers 4, there was a part of that movie that was filmed in that quarry. And with that, we just passed the Walmart, so my double back job is complete. Forward march. Signs will guide the way. This is where 66 and modern day 55 become one. First bit of 66 that's actually on a modern day highway here. And it'll probably give my suspension a break from all the bumps that are on the current route that was, back there. Maybe that's just Illinois. 268 is where historic 66 picks back up.
Continue for 3/4 of a mile to South Joliet Road.
Alright, back on the historic route. My car is gonna hate me.
White Fence Farm in Romeoville opened in the early 1920s. They serve what they promote as the world's greatest chicken. They also serve their chicken family style, which means all the food is served so each person can take the portions they wish. This restaurants include several unique attractions, including a petting zoo and a museum that includes antique game machines, a collection of antique cars, and rooms full of historic and unique artifacts. Lots to see inside, even if you don't stop and eat.
Now, unfortunately, there is a private party going on inside there, so we can't go in, but...
Well, good to know they're at least making an attempt to make this road better. See a train bridge? Film a train bridge. We're in Joliet, y'all. This park was created as a welcome center to Joliet's Route 66 history. You can enjoy the walking trails, statues, and kiosks that provide information about Joliet's attractions. You can also enjoy the Rich and Creamy on Broadway ice cream shop located at this park. On top of that building, you'll find the Dancing Blues Brothers. Unfortunately, when I got there, it was before 11, so I wasn't able to get an ice cream cone myself, but you should go get one yourself.
We're getting the band back together. We're on a mission from God. I thought I was the only dick on Route 66, but apparently that's not the case.
Dick, the owner of the local toy business, put together this display on Route 66. It includes actual automobiles on top of an old garage. It also provides free bottled water for an outside cooler to all Route 66 travelers.
Now I'm actually gonna get going before they actually tow me.
You see a bridge? You film a bridge.
Turn right onto Chicago Street, Illinois Route 53.
Also quickly drove by Old Joliet Prison. It's probably known best where Jake Blues is released at the beginning of the original Blues Brothers movie. It's also the site of several movies, TV shows, and TV specials, including Get Smart, Red Heat, and Fox shows like Prison Break and Bones. The facility is still maintained and secured by the Illinois Department of Corrections. The parking lot's basically been turned into a tourist attraction with kiosks about the facility and its history.
Now right here is the Illinois Rock and Roll Museum, but I think it's under construction right now. Makes sense because it's October, not the peak season, so oh well, we're gonna move on. However, I am standing where historic Route 66 and the Lincoln Highway intersect. For those who don't know, the Lincoln Highway was dedicated to Abraham Lincoln. It runs from New York City to San Francisco, going through all those states. If y'all want to see me do the Lincoln Highway, hit that like, subscribe, and push this video out. That way we can justify another one of these big old trips.
Right here is the Rialto Theater, a historic vaudeville movie theater located in the heart of downtown Joliet, opened in May 24th, 1926, a reflection of Greek, Roman, and Byzantine architecture. It's known as the Jewel of Joliet, and originally conceived to be the Palace of the People.
We do have some lunch items, but I figure there's some cheap stuff here. We can go and drop a couple of dollars in the local economy. $2.57 for this Dutch apple donuts. Oh, look at that thing. Look at that. Woo. Got the crumbs on top too. Oh, it's gonna be good. Oh my. My preference is always yeast donuts. They're lighter and they go down a lot easier. You can eat more of them. But man, this texture and that yeastiness on here is delicious. That apple filling, really fresh and caramelly too. The caramel, love that. 9.1 out of 10.
South Chicago Street.
Hey Jake, Elwood, you can't park there. Who am I kidding? It's got a cop motor, a 440 cubic inch plant. It's got cop tires, cop suspension, cop shocks. It's a model made before catalytic converters, so to run good on regular gas. Yeah, I guess you can park there. I can't park here. I'm literally in the way of one of the employees.
The Midwin National Tallgrass Prairie Preserve and Welcome Center is an 18,000-acre prairie preserve that extends between the towns of Elwood and Wilmington. This preserve is formerly land of former Joliet Army ammunition plant, which closed in the 1980s. This is the largest tallgrass prairie restoration in North America. Route 66 bisects the preserve.
Congratulations. Your passport has been stamped.
Yeah, apparently they've been known to run people off there, so we're just gonna keep going. The Sinclair dinosaur. Rawr. Well, the day's halfway done. I think we at least deserve one lovely beverage. Not really some food, but Nellie's is an iconic place here on 66. But they also got Route 66 Old School Brewing.
Yep. Like I say, I would be shocked if they I was on the phone grounding my kid. Oh, on that. Honestly,
Very nice people in there. Good conversation. Jay behind the bar is a really cool guy, and gave me a lot of good tips about the route. So appreciate that. Just had 2 short ones because we do have to drive. No drinking and driving. There he is in the flesh, the Gemini Giant. Yeah, apparently in the old location of where this guy is, they will run you up out of there. So, yeah, we're not trying to do that. And also, where's the Virgo Giant? Is there one for Virgos? I know, such a Virgo thing of me to do. If anybody is curious about our progress so far, we have 145 miles to Springfield, and we have 2,228 miles to Santa Monica. Let's go. Polka Dot Drive-In. Apparently some good shakes here, and burgers and fries. What are you doing right now? Oh, not much. Just chilling with my homeboys. We got Elvis right here. Oh, thank you very much. Got Marilyn over here. Oh, boy. I don't know. Got old James Dean here. Rebel Without a Cause. And then got Miss Betty Boop over here. She's a bit more my type than Marilyn, to be honest. Also can't forget about my friends James and Elroy, right?
If I go crazy, then will you still call me Superman? What the hell is this? Like, how do you work it? Like, where's the apps on here? Hello? Anybody home? Oh, okay. Whatever. It doesn't have TikTok on it. I don't care. I decided to stop here and get an Italian beef sandwich because I didn't get one in Chicago, and every fan of the Bear is probably going to roast me if I don't. Then again, I've also I don't know what to get on it, and when she asked me what I want on it, I said garlic butter, hot peppers, and mozzarella cheese. So hopefully that's what people get on it. Juice is going everywhere. It's like a dipped thing. It's an enjoyable sandwich. Very wet, very beefy. Hot peppers. I fucked with it. 8.4 out of 10, I'd say. I like this better than the Chicago dog. Yay, farm stuff. A lot of Illinois is this. Will most of Route 66 be this? Very likely. Parts that are not on the highway, obviously. Here's the Perkins shop here on 66. It's basically a shrine to Coca-Cola, but unfortunately it is closed today. No, Karen and Tom are on a road trip of their own, and yeah, we'll definitely have a good time. I know. If I can't do the time, I shouldn't do the crime. Too much sexy. Oh wait, I can just push the door. You never take me alive.
Welcome to Gardner, Illinois. We're happy that you've taken the time to visit.
So apparently this jail cell, it didn't hold like hard criminals, just like hobos and vagrants. Literally during the Depression, there would be hobos that would get off the train over there and wander into town working for work, food, and a good time. And the townsfolk wanted them locked up at night. So that's mainly what that was for. I can relate to that. Although I'd rather not spend a night in a jail cell. So I'm gonna get into the habit of fueling up when I get to half a tank. Just knowing the deserts we have ahead of us, I want to get in that habit, not run out. This is also a reality of Route 66, is that the old one will be running alongside of major highways. We're currently beside Highway 55 at the moment. Let's see when I go run over the little hose. Let's see if it'll make a sound. Yep, it did. Circa 1940s, the Ambler-Becker Texaco service station in Dwight was the longest continuously operating gas station on Route 66 in Illinois. It dispensed fuel until 1999. The station was restored to its 1940s condition from 2005 to 2007 and reopened as Route 66 Visitor Center in May 2007. And in 2001, the building was added to the National Register of Historic Places. So along this stretch of 66, and it might be the case for other stretches as well, you've got the main road that's in service right now, the one I'm driving on, and then over on the right-hand side, there's the original road. Now, both seem kind of screwed up, but I'll still pick the one that I'm driving on now, because yeah, you hear those bumps? There's a lot of them.
That's our tax dollars at work right there, y'all.
This Standard Oil service station was built in 1932 by Patrick O'Donnell. The station used the old 1916 Standard Oil of Ohio design. The architectural style is called House with Canopy. By the 1940s, this station was selling Phillips 66 products, then later sold Sinclair products. This station served travelers until 1975.
So it's 3:55 and the Illinois Route 66 Museum closes in 5 minutes. I'm not sure if they're gonna let me in or not, but I'm gonna try anyway.
Fortunately, they did let me in because it turns out that the museum next door closes at 4, not the Route 66 Museum, which it is one of the most popular stops on Route 66. The museum is located in the old city fire station, which was restored and remodeled by the city of Pontiac to accommodate the museum, which was originally a small display at the Dixie Truck Stop in McLean, Illinois. It was relocated to Pontiac by the Route 66 Association of Illinois and opened in this location in 2004. Since its opening in Pontiac, the museum sees tens of thousands of visitors from around the world each year. Thousands of historic artifacts, photos, displays, and memorabilia. The Route 66 Museum is the official record of Route 66 in Illinois. It also has the actual home bus and van of Mr. Bob Waldmeyer, although it was in storage getting restored at the time because there was some construction happening at the museum at the time. But if you do see it, it is a great sight to behold. Not to compare myself to Bob Waldmeyer, but as someone who is living in their vehicle with artistic abilities, exploring Route 66, he seems like my kind of guy. Despite the bus not being there, this turned out to be one of the highlights for me personally of my time in Illinois. The museum is free, although donations are accepted if you are feeling generous.
Shout out Julie at the Illinois Route 66 Museum. It's a really cool exhibit, so many fun things, and the van of Bob Waldmeyer, my absolute hero. Here's the mural that Mr. Waldmeyer started painting, but unfortunately he passed away, so the townsfolk, everybody else started to, they finished it. All these places. And we are there, just outside Pontiac.
Of course, a trip to Pontiac wouldn't be complete without visiting the Pontiac Oakland Automobile Museum, which is the largest Pontiac Oakland museum in the world. It's a mostly private collection dating back to the horse and buggy days and provides a unique view through the end of the Pontiac automobile days, which I vividly remember was like 2003, I think. Again, another free museum, although donations are accepted.
Much prefer driving with the windows down, both of them. I love the fresh air coming in. I don't know how much of this is actually fenced off. As I said, it said in the description of the app that oftentimes after October it'll be gated off.
Fair warning to any drivers that are doing this route, little side roads like this, they're not really well kept up and they can be quite bumpy and very hard on your car suspension. So make sure your car has decent suspension or you'll be paying the price at the mechanics later on. This was another highlight for me was the American Standard Elephant in the Room display in Lexington, which was from Casey Wells, a write-in presidential candidate in the 2020 election. Wells believes that the Rockefeller family philosophies are the elephant in the room because they have tremendous influence over politics and economics in the United States, but it doesn't get talked about. Again, I'm not going to get on my soapbox here, but it is influencing a lot of decisions I'm making personally and on this channel, so we'll just leave it at that.
Some old race cars. Look at that. Reminds me of the old school tracks back home. We're not so different, you and I. This right here is apparently Dead Man's Curve. Apparently in the old configuration of 66, a lot of cars would take this curve too hot and they would, tumble over. We don't want that. Around the curve, lickety split. Beautiful car, wasn't it? Okay. There's a lot of those on 66 too. This is totally normal. That sentence makes sense in many different regards.
Sprague Super Service Station in Normal is a two-story Tudor Revival style building that housed a cafe, gas station, and garage on Route 66. Built in 1931, it serviced travelers until 1976, and the upstairs of the building served as housing for the owner and station attendant.
Apparently, Illinois State University campus has historic Route 66 running straight through it. So Homeless Guy Goes to College, Part 2.
Founded in 1857, Illinois State University is the oldest public university in the state of Illinois. And today, historic Route 66 runs right through the ISU campus.
At 600 feet, turn left onto West Market Street.
Love me a good mural. I think I've said that before, but I'll say it again. All right, so we're not gonna make it to Springfield tonight. It's 6:11. I'm just looking on iOverlander and a few other places, and yeah, there's nowhere to be staying between them, and it's like an hour and 10 minutes still to go, and the sun is gonna set in about 15-20 minutes, so we're gonna end it here. Tomorrow I'm gonna go eat door dashing, although I'm not gonna be filming that part. You're just gonna see the Route 66 parts. This concludes day 3. Welcome to day 4 of the Route 66 journey. I'm in Bloomington, in Illinois right now, and I slipped into Cracker Barrel parking lot. I'm here at the Walmart just doing my morning routine, and I was gonna DoorDash around here, but because of my status as a silver status, I'm not getting a lot of opportunities around here, and I see there's more opportunity in Springfield, so I just don't think I'm gonna make that much here, so I'm gonna go ahead and continue on the route. I am getting paid out from Instawork today, so we do have funds to get to Springfield today. And we have returned to the route. Over here, the speed limit is 45. Over on my left-hand side, the speed limit is 70, with a minimum of 45. That's how far we are. Foliage fam, here you go. Changing leaves.
Funk's Grove is a historic ghost town community just south of Bloomington, Normal, Illinois on Route 66. A small unincorporated town sat within the grove for which the settlement is named, Funk's Grove. The grove is a national natural landmark. While most of the town's structures are gone, a couple still remain just over the tracks. And be warned, there are plenty of private property no trespassing signs, so I wouldn't spend too much time around here. I also did pass by Funk's Grove pure maple syrup. Unfortunately, they were sold out of maple syrup at the time because it was October, but if you do come in the summertime, be sure to pick some up. The story is in 1891, the Funk family opened this maple syrup farm, and in the 1920s, the paved road became Route 66, which ran through Funk's Grove. During the time, they had around 600 taps and produced about 240 gallons of syrup per year, spelled with an I instead of a Y, if you will notice, which was the wish of Hazel Funk Holmes in her will. Today, Funk's Grove pure maple syrup draws from about 6,400 taps and produces about 2,000 gallons of syrup each season. Coming into Atlanta, the first display I saw was the American Giants Museum, which opened in the summer of 2023. This museum tells the story of International Fiberglass, the creators of the Muffler Man, and other iconic roadside figures. On the property, this museum is supposed to have 6 giants by next year, the centennial. The first arrived June of 2023. The others will follow over the next couple of years as they are restored. Fair warning, the building has a dangerous injury in a sidewalk. Many visitors, myself included, almost tripped or fell accessing the museum. Also, this place does have very seasonal hours. As I came in October, it was only open on Saturdays and Sundays, so obviously it was closed when I was there. So check the hours before you visit. And this stop right here is just a reminder that my journey isn't significant. I'm not special. I'm just standing on the shoulders of giants. Speaking of giants, this is the Bunyan Giant. This 19-foot tall giant was originally located in Route 66 in front of a hot dog stand named Bunyan's in Cicero. There's another Muffler Man statue that's been customized. Originally it held an axe, but it was altered to hold its now famous hot dog when it was purchased by Bunyan's hot dog stand. And if I remember reading this correctly, one of the letters was changed. I think it was an A to an O to avoid copyright. This section here contained 3 historic sites: J.H. Hawes Grain Elevator Museum, the John Pendleton Hieronymus Family Carriage House, and the historic Atlanta coal mine right here. This historic coal mine was discovered in recent years when a small hole was found in the basement of a storage building that was used by the city for decades. A covered mine opening was removed and this intact historic mine was uncovered. The building was converted into a museum to showcase this unique part of central Illinois history. Visitors can now look directly down into the massive coal mine shaft and see what the coal miners experienced. They say pressure creates diamonds. How the hell am I still cold? I couldn't find a lot of information on that carriage house, but the J.H. Hawes Grain Elevator Museum is the only wooden grain elevator in the state of Illinois. This wooden elevator was built in 1904 and operated until 1976. In 1988, the city of Atlanta purchased the elevator and completed a full restoration in 1993. It's now a working museum, although when I went there, it said you had to call in order to arrange a tour of the facility. Coming into Lincoln, you'll find the rail splitter covered wagon, which is in fact the world's largest covered wagon according to the Guinness Book of World Records. The massive wagon was hand-built by craftsman Dave Bentley and has been located here in Lincoln since 2007, featuring a 12-foot tall Abraham Lincoln as the driver reading a book. The wagon weighs 5 tons, it's 40 feet in length, it's 12 feet wide, and it's 24 feet tall.
Hey man, why the long face? What's got you so down? Don't have a cow, man. We got some corn for dinner. Now beyond here is Lincoln's ghost bridge that carried Route 66 over the upcoming river, but as you can see, this is on private property. The penalties for trespassing in the state of Illinois are quite steep, so I'm not gonna risk it. Hopefully you can see the bridge from there. It's corn! Whatever that meme was. It's corn! And of course, can't stop in the town without the mural. We love us some murals around here. So I'm at the Williamson Public Library and Museum, and according to this, I'm on YouTube currently. I'm on WPLM217. On this day, Tuesday, October 8th, 2025, apparently, I'm on YouTube again. It actually says live stream offline right now. Oh well. Add this one to the gas station count. You can tell it's fall too because they got the pumpkins out.
Exit right.
66 continues off of exit 105 off of I-55. I went and did some door dashing from basically the back end of the lunch crowd. I made 27 bucks in an hour and a half, and I figure because of my status as a silver dasher, I probably won't be able to dash again until about the dinner crowd, so I figure we're gonna get all the Springfield stuff done right now, and we are starting right here. This was 1,300 feet of the original Route 66 that was in the 1926 to 1936 alignment here. It just goes through through Carpenter Park right now. Right here in the Illinois State Fairgrounds is a statue of Abe Lincoln as a rail splitter. And I think I'm allowed to be in here. This is the Illinois State Fairgrounds, and this is the Route 66 exhibit, but obviously it's not during the state fair, so I'm gonna just drive around, and if I get asked to leave, I'll leave. Okay. Well, nobody's kicked me out yet, so I'm gonna walk around. Now keep in mind, this is just the Illinois part of Route 66. It's not the complete one. I mean, probably a good thing because it makes you actually want to go on the rest of it. And that concludes Illinois. Let's go on to... No, I'm just kidding. Would have explored the state fairgrounds a little more, but the police presence there was just kind of giving me the heebie-jeebies, so I decided to just move on. Now, throughout this trip, I've been kind of avoiding cemeteries because they honestly creep me out a bit. Like, I just feel like unless I have a personal attachment to a person that's in a cemetery, there's no reason for me to go to a cemetery. But this one is quite significant because it is the tomb of Abraham Lincoln, so we'll make a stop here. The Lincoln Tombs State Historic Site is located in Oak Ridge Cemetery in Springfield and is the final resting place of Abraham Lincoln, his wife Mary, and 3 of their 4 sons, Edward, William, and Thomas. The eldest son, Robert, is buried at Arlington National Cemetery. Then the front of the tomb, you'll find a bronze reproduction of Judson Borglum's marble head of Lincoln, which is located in the U.S. Capitol in Washington, D.C. The remains of Lincoln rest in a concrete vault located 10 feet below the marble floor of the burial chamber. Admission to the tomb is free, and it is open daily from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Here at the site of the Lincoln home, And as you can see, it's part of the National Park Service, so it is free.
This is basically a step back in time into 1860. 12 historic structures within this 4-block neighborhood dating back to Lincoln's time. You're basically walking the streets of Lincoln and his family. This is great for if you have little kids around. This is perfect for them. Usually you do have to reserve tickets in advance, but this was during a government shutdown, so I guess anybody could just walk in and visit the site. So if you come when the government is active, book in advance. Last tour begins at 4:30.
Hey, Abe. You free? Wanna come up tonight? Got some good seats to a play. I'm going to hell.
Also well worth checking out is Route History. It's a space to experience and learn about the tragedy, resilience, and excellence of Black people along the historic Route 66 and in the city of Springfield, Illinois. Also a sobering reminder that Black history is part of American history, and it's just as important to learn that alongside everything else we're taught in school.
We do have a per diem planned out, and it's Cozy Drive-In. Now, the claim to fame of this place is they claim to have invented what we know of today as the corn dog by none other than Ed Waldmeyer Jr., father of legendary Route 66 artist Bob Waldmeyer. I'm just in everybody's way. Is that true? I don't know, but I ain't never turned down a corn dog once. Let's go in. Now let me ask you, would I get thrown out of here if I called a Cozy Dog the other name?
Maybe.
Maybe? Okay, we'll stick with Cozy Dog then.
You need a receipt?
No, I don't need one. I just wanted to double check, you know? Right here.
Y'all, this is probably one of the best things I've eaten ever. Like, this is no corn dog. Don't get it twisted. It's basically cornbread on a hot dog. It's light, airy, crispy, so flavorful. The hot dog has a nice snap to it. It actually really doesn't need mustard or ketchup, but that never stopped me before. Those fries were basically boardwalk fries, my favorite type. I give this meal a 9.5 out of 10. Y'all need to try this.
And for $10 too. I am never ever calling it that other name again. From now on, it's a Cozy Dog. It's not that other name. And like, I love all that NASCAR memorabilia they had in there. Again, it's the movie Cars. Anything that isn't NASCAR related is Route 66 related. Like, real talk, it reminds me of a lot of places back home. Like, I know a lot of, non-American tourists come through here and see that and, think that's only there. But, that's America to me. That's stuff that I grew up on. Hole-in-the-wall places like that, that's home to me. This is the Route 66 Hotel and Conference Center. It was actually the first ever Holiday Inn on the Mother Road. As you can see right there, daily special, all you can eat for $10, dine in only at the bar. Also, rooms here like a double are $79 a night, which isn't terrible considering hotel prices. And it's like it's a 3-star hotel. And honestly, like, this is the type of place I would stay if I wasn't sleeping in my car. I mean, we do have some hotels that are planned out for this route. I mean, I haven't booked anything yet, but for the most part, this is why we're sleeping in the car. I mean, and also they do have jacuzzi rooms for like, I don't know, $200 a night if you're splurging. And there are weekly rates. If you want to stay the week, I think it's like $500. Oh, and by the way, there's 24-hour gaming there, if any of y'all are interested in that. I'll tip for any other travelers, no matter where you're coming from. I realized that minimum room there is $79 a night. I'm a Genius member on Booking.com, so I would have gotten it for $68 a night. So if you have a rewards program with either like Booking.com or Hotels.com, something like that, utilize that. Motorhead's Bar and Grill Museum, the biggest Route 66 sign in the world, held up by none other than Big Ron himself. I'm actually gonna go inside and see what the beer prices is, because I did get a cash tip from DoorDash today, so I might go have one beer, because we do have to go DoorDash. Look at that.
Send him.
I know technically on YouTube and TikTok, you're not supposed to be drinking beer or any type of alcohol. I'm not. I'm holding it for a friend. Well, that was a really cool experience. I mean, $4 for just a Miller Lite. Like, and just look at the rest of the menu. It's kind of medium price range, I'd say. But a really cool experience. And somewhere I could hang out for an afternoon and watch the game. But that concludes everything in Springfield. And I'm going to DoorDash tonight and possibly tomorrow. Of course, I'm not going to show you that because, you know, this is a Route 66 vlog. It's not a DoorDash vlog. In fact, I've done DoorDash videos on this channel before. You can go somewhere and click it there. But anyway, catch y'all tomorrow. Welcome to day 5 of the Route 66 journey. Brought to you by Seafoam. Not a sponsor, but with the amount of publicity I just gave them, they might as well be. I put this in my gas tank last night, and you're supposed to put it in when it's full, but I put it in when it's like just over half full, my gas tank, and it started going TLDR. I filled it up, and now it's going fine now. I think the problem was there was just, because this is an older car with over 216,000 miles on it, there was just so much carbon in my fuel system that it just cleaned it right out. Like, this stuff's like prune juice for your fuel system of a car. This stuff, it works. I panicked for a second when it was going like that. Like, no, this car cannot die in a Springfield, Illinois Walmart parking lot. The dream cannot die here, but it's not. And in fact, we've got an hour and a half to St. Louis. I think we can make it today. This will probably be the last day of the Illinois part of the journey. So buckle up. And just like that, we have rejoined the route. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the historic Auburn Brick Road.
The Auburn Brick Road is a beautiful and unique stretch of Route 66. It's a 1.3 mile section of restored, hand-laid brick. This section of roadway was part of Route 66 until 1930, when the alignment was moved. It wasn't until 1931 until the bricks were placed over the concrete roadbed. We do love us a good mural around here. I don't know how many times I've said that throughout the trip. Y'all want to see some turkey tracks? Well, here you go. And look, it's not even Thanksgiving yet. Here we are in historic Carlinville Square in Illinois. The old Macoupin County Jail was designed by the same architect as the controversial courthouse and Loomis Hotel, built as part of the Macoupin County Courthouse project in 1867, and it ran from 1869 to 1988 as a jailhouse. I mean, really think about it, this is kind of a genius design of a jail cell, because there's no way you're escaping here. Like, it's just not happening. Yeah, tell me that you're gonna find a way to, you know, jimmy your way past that. You can't, you know, use a bunch of toothpicks or whatever they give you in jail. Yeah, I'll take the car over this anytime. Lord, I hope they don't have Mexican night anytime at the jail.
Hey, I was drunk in a bar. They threw me into public. I don't want to be drunk in public. I want to be drunk in a goddamn bar. That's perfectly legal. Arrest them.
And of course, right across from the jail cell is the courthouse. Look at the beautiful architecture on here. Now, of course, if you're into Slammer, you really don't care about the architecture. You care more about, you know, getting the hell out of there as quick as you can.
Your passport has been stamped.
Here's the Carlin Villa Motel. I'm just gonna pull off here and see about the rates. I'm not gonna stop here, but I just want to get the info for y'all. Not bad. $73 a night across all the booking websites, you know, Expedia, Hotels.com. But if you book with them directly, you have to actually call them. You can't like make an appointment online. Not terrible, I would say. It's less than the Route 66 hotel in Springfield. Then again, it is off season, so that might skew the prices a bit. Does it really count as doing Route 66 if I don't do these back roads that are just not well kept up? Like, my suspension absolutely hates me right now. I already messed with the fuel system in this car. I'm not trying to mess with the suspension. Also, when you're going down these roads and you see a local, just a little wave. Just say hi. Just mean like, hey, I'm not from around here. Please don't arrest me for trespassing on what could potentially be private property. Just trying to get the full experience. Thanks for having us. Don't hate me, y'all. I had to turn off of the route for a little bit because there's something on the other alignment of 66 that I want to see. So please forgive me. And just like that, we're back on the route. Hold on a couple seconds. There.
Continue on Route 66 for 3 miles.
Now we're back on the route. Daggum, look at that chair. That's a big one right there. Here it is. Henry's Rabbit Ranch.
Description says, Rich Henry loves rabbits. He also loves Route 66. At Henry's Rabbit Ranch, you'll not only find all kinds of live rabbits, but you'll find tons of Route 66 history, vehicles, old pumps, old neon signs, and other items throughout the property. This is a fun stop for all ages. The note is, in August 2024, Rich Henry passed away, and the attraction has been closed ever since, which is why I didn't actually get out, I just drove through it. Next stop was the Pink Elephant Antique Mall in Livingston. This is one of the more unusual attractions of Route 66. It offers strange sculptures, statues, a UFO, and more on the property grounds. And yes, that pink elephant. You also find one of the muffler men here. This one is painted with the Harley Davidson logo. And inside the old local school building, you'll find more strange and unusual things to see. There's also a Twisty Treats shop serving ice cream and treats from the ice cream cone shaped building. A little pricey for me, but it is there. There is a lot to see and do here. If you have the time, you'll see statues, unique displays, and much more.
Nice lady in there gave me some samples of fudge, and I figure I'll buy some of the pink elephant stuff and call it there, because if I go any further, I will go bankrupt. We're going to restore Route 66 to its former glory for the centennial, and we're going to make California Pacific Coast Highway pay for it. It's going to be billions and billions of dollars coming from California. It's going to be huge. Actually, let me try a more recent one. Hey, Satan! Wanna get a hot tub and smoke cigarettes? Come on, guy, relax! Pink elephant fudge. God, this stuff looks good. Diabetes. There's chocolate, peanut butter, there's nuts. I don't know if that pink stuff is actually chocolate or if it's like frosting. I think it's actually chocolate fudge. Hell yeah.
This is the world's largest ketchup bottle. Well, technically the world's largest ketchup bottle painted water tower. Standing at 170 feet tall, this water tower was built in 1949 for the G.S. Suppiger ketchup bottle plant, bottlers of Brooks' old original Rich and Tanky ketchup. This 100,000 gallon water tower was needed for the plant's operations and also to supply a new fire sprinkler system. The tower was designed specifically to be in the same shape of their ketchup bottles.
Pay no attention to the fact that for at least the last hour I went way off course and I just now found the route before we cross over into Missouri.
The McKinley Bridge is the first bridge to carry Route 66 from Illinois to Missouri from 1926 to 1929. The bridge is 6,313 feet in length and carried both railroad and vehicular traffic for decades. By 1979, the railroad line was closed and additional lanes were opened for vehicles in the inner roadway. The bridge was closed in 2001 but reopened to vehicular traffic in 2007.
And just like that, we have made it to Missouri. I actually came out to the old Chain Rocks Bridge here so I can actually get both the Mississippi River and the back line of St. Louis in the background here. So thank you for watching the Illinois episode. Hit like, comment, subscribe so you see the next ones, and watch something around my face. I love y'all. Thanks for changing my life. See y'all in the Missouri episode.